With the fourth edition of Brillante Piano Festival coming to us this September, we are more than glad to have Mr. Ronojit Bhuyan, the winner of Brillante Piano Competition, 3rd edition 2021, here with us in Kohima, the capital city of Nagaland, and if I may say, the city of Brillante. Welcome, Ronojit.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. It's been already the first day in Kohima. It's been a great experience, and I look forward for the next few days that are coming up.
Right. And let me congratulate you once again for winning the Brillante Piano Competition 3rd edition in your category.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So we are meeting face to face for the very first time.
For the first time, yeah.
Yeah. So how does it feel to be here in Kohima?
Oh, it's a great experience. I was here yesterday in Dimapur and my first time in Nagaland, and
Right.
the people here are amazing, and great food. So, and at the same time, I checked out your academy today in Kohima, and all the students and all the people that are around. They're doing really well, and I'm glad to be here and glad to be somewhat part of the 4th edition as well.
We are glad to have you here as
Thank
well.
you very much.
So tell us about yourself. Like, who is Ronojit Bhuyan? Because for people, Naga people, it's our first time to have such kind of interviews with you, because the competition that we had was virtual because of the pandemic. So tell us about who Ronojit Bhuyan is.
Hello everybody. As she said, my name is Ronojit Bhuyan. I'm a pianist and I've been studying my masters now in Trinity College in London. I started to play piano when I was 10 years old and was serious in my school back in Assam, the Assam Valley School, where I started when I was 14. Started playing classical music then, and I had this interest from back in the day where I thought, I would like to do something professional with it or make it as a career. So support of my family, friends, and all the supporters that were around, I was encouraged and inspired to start my journey and work myself hard. And I just trusted myself, as everyone does in every profession. Of course, there are a lot of trials and errors, but yes, so I'm now just finished my first year of masters. Before that as well, I used to study in Mumbai, my piano with my teacher in the NCPA. Studied my undergrad in Xavier's, where it's psychology and music at the same time. And yes, I made myself clear that when I was in 17, 18, that I would do that as my career, and it started from there.
Yeah. Very well. So we also know that your mother is an accomplished musician. So how has that influenced you as a musician?
I think it's had a great impact in my life in general, because when I was starting off, my mother and I used to play a lot, and she actually gave me a lot of venues and places to play with her. So it was a great experience starting off to kind of have that knowledge and platform. She's helped me a lot get connected with the teachers, helped me a lot make new people, and I've learned a lot from how she kind of portrays herself as a musician, as an artist, as a performer, how it works, how it works on the stage, because at the end, musicians, it's important that how we present ourselves on the stage. So I think she's a phenomenal artist, and I draw a lot of inspiration from her in that way. And secondly, yes, I mean, since she plays the violin, I've learned a bit of Indian classical as well, and you see that there's a big blend when you kind of have the fusion of Indian and Western instruments. So yes, I've been playing with her for quite a long time now, and we do concerts, and she's always busy with something or the other. So whenever I'm here, I play with her. And but I realized before that I have to do something on my own. I can't always be with her. So that's when I started kind of applying for competitions, concerts, because as a freelance musician or as a classical instrumentalist, the only way you can get kind of go further in your career is if you do competitions like Brillante as such, or different kind of platforms. So I think competitions is a very important thing that brings you to the limelight, national or international. I think it kind of prepares you as an artist. It gives you the drive to work harder. You have a healthy competition. You are judged under esteemed jury. So it's an all package. So I encourage everyone to take part in competitions.
Okay. Speaking of competition, you participated and you won the Brillante Piano Competition 2021, which was virtual because of the pandemic. So can you point out one advantage and one disadvantage of having a virtual competition?
Well, I'll point to the advantage first. First, you're in the comfort of your home, and
Right.
you have your own piano. You're not kind of you don't have any stage fright issues. There, you are playing for yourself and a camera, so you can do innumerable takes. You can you can do it until you perfect it.
Right.
But I think the preparation for online and offline is the same, because if you do, let's say, 1,000 takes, you can't. By the time you're in the 10th or 15th take, you're
Right.
already tired. So
Yeah.
I think one disadvantage of online is that you kind of take this comfort for granted, and in that way, what can happen is that you might not give your best. What happens in a stage or offline is that you get one chance, so
Right.
that preparation for that one is much more.
Yeah.
So I think there are a few advantages and disadvantages as well. Sometimes what can happen is that maybe the video quality or the audio quality is not very good, so that might have a little effect on how you're sounding. Maybe some users of the computer or phones may not hear you well.
Right.
It's nothing your fault, nothing their fault. It's just how technology might not work sometimes. So that might be at risk. But apart from that, I think online or offline, the preparation is the same. So
Right.
I don't see many different for that. Yeah.
The hard work and dedication that
exactly.
you have to
It's the same
give. Right.
both ways. Yeah.
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 Right. So, what do you have to say, to musicians like you, who participates in Brillante piano competition and who wants to pursue music full time, like you? What can you tell them?
I mean, as any profession, not just music, there's a lot of hard work and a lot of work on your own that you have to do. Music, especially because it's a niche genre. Classical music is a very niche genre. Not everyone does it. Or I'm saying any genre in music. It's basically your effort that has to go, and I think authenticity is very important in what you kind of find, because there's so many artists doing the same thing as you. There's so many musicians doing the same thing as you, or even better than you. But how do you sell? What's your originality to it? I think that's the key to. I think if you find that out early, you'll go places. I think if you find what you do, what you do the most, that way the audience will connect with you more, because they'll realize that you are a true artist. You're not kind of mimicking someone else, and you can't fake that. I mean, you are what you are. So I think people will understand that how you portray yourself is quite key for that. If you ask me as a musician, how do I kind of give my kind of advice to people who are starting off or anything, I think it's just you just have to kind of, there has to be your own drive to it, personal drive to it. There's no one is going to force you upon it, because if you selected music as your profession, it's quite you've taken a gamble already, because now it's your choice to do well or not do well.
Right.
So I think working hard is very important, being with the right people, having the right network, having a good base of supporters, your parents, your friends that can encourage you, because just practicing alone for several hours and not having people to share your thoughts and your experience, you can be quite limited in that.
Right.
So I think there are a few things that you have to keep in mind. Very important is that if you hang around with like-minded people, they help you. Suppose my friend circle in London, that are based off pianists and other musicians, they help me how to kind of go forward and apply to different venues. So I think there are a few things that everyone has to keep in mind, but I think at the end of the day, you choose this genre, so you have to the pros and cons of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you think it's important for musicians, especially when we are talking about Brillante piano competition? Is it important, would you emphasize that for any pianist to take part in such competition?
Competitions are a key limelight to kind of portray yourself and put yourself to the next level. I think Brillante is doing really well is that they're supporting young musicians and budding artists to come into the limelight. You all have put up such a great supporting base in social media, which is one of the most important things now in the modern world, is to do well in social media. So I think and it's the encouragement that you guys give to people to take part of all difficulties, all levels. I think that really motivates even someone who's an intermediate or just starting off player to kind of apply. you may not get in, but the feedback that you get is extremely important to kind of portray yourself more, work harder. If you get into the competition, you see the competition with the people that you hang around with. So I think competitions are a great platform to kind of know yourself.
Right.
And I think what Brillante is doing now in the offline edition back from previous years, what you did, it's great because you're calling in people, you're selecting a certain number of people for a reason, you know. So I think they will value themselves. So I think, yes, I think it's very important to kind of have this support. It's very rare that we find now that competitions are supporting people to participate and all that. So I think Brillante is doing a great job finding that space, you know, and I'm sure he'll do even greater.
We hope so.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm pretty sure there are other, you know, musicians right now who are kind of curious to whether to attend a, you know, or participate in a piano competition. So what can you say about that? You know, how can you explain like how was the whole process of entering Brillante piano competition? Because I'm sure they're curious about how it went and how the process will be like.
Yeah.
So was it like a good flow, or you know, can you say a little bit about your
I think when
experiences?
I entered the competition, it was online and like it was full-blown COVID then. So it was firstly a great initiative by you guys that you guys even started to do this, and it was something to work on for people, you know, for musicians in general. We had a goal to work on. So when I got the when I saw it through the website or through your social media pages, I was very interested in it. I made sure that I go for this and, you know, work myself out. As I mentioned earlier as well, is that the guidelines of the competitions are one of the most important things to keep in mind. I think we should read it and reread it multiple times to understand what the jury is asking, and to choose the repertoire very carefully, and discuss with your teachers and your peers of, you know, what you think would suit you the best.
Right.
Sticking to the time limit is very important as well. But for me, I think the online edition went very smoothly. You know, all the curators, you and Kyo, you did a great job, kind of helping people and answering their questions. So we were never left in any doubts, you know, because if it's online, you know, some people can, you know, you don't know where to go, because when it's offline, you're always with person, but when it's online, you don't know what the other person is doing. So I think you guys were very transparent in your activity, and it had a drive and flow to it, which was very important. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people are still kind of the people who participated in it, and the people who are going to participate, they are looking forward to it because of this transaction of things that you guys do, you know, with the participants and with the people. It's very supportive. So I think it's very important that all other organizations and competitions have a similar kind of character like what you have. So I think yes. So I entered it. I chose my repertoire carefully, discussed it with my teachers, and the first round passed, and the final as well. I think it's very important to retake your videos, as you said. I mean, you can't depend on one video, you know, so it's important. So as I said, the preparation for both online and offline is the same. Nothing can be taken for granted.
Right. And talking about smooth flow of the whole process, you know, it is not just one or two, but then it's a whole team working behind the scene. So, you know, kudos to all the team members
behind the
you know, seen or unseen, you know, the credit goes to everyone who has been working tirelessly for the whole festival. So thank you for, you know, sharing how well it went, you know.
Of course,
and it went really well with you, winning the title,
it really did actually.
Right. So, right after Brillante, you joined Trinity Laban Conservatoire. How is it how is your life there? Can you share like your daily life experiences there in Trinity?
Since I'm doing a master's program, it's quite different from your undergrad schooling. It's a 2-year course. It's extremely busy because you're attending classes, you're practicing, you're performing, you're also teaching if you have students. So it's a mixture of a lot of things, you know. I think for me, just my daily routine would be to get up and go to college, practice before my class. It's not every day that I have my class with my teacher. Once you have, song accompaniment class. Sometimes you have harmony classes. Sometimes you have group classes. So every day in the week there's something or the other that's happening, and if not, you practice, because that's very important. You practice your own. You have rehearsals with singers, you have rehearsals with your quartets, chamber music rehearsals, orchestra rehearsals. If you're teaching in a school, you have that in the day. So it's quite a full-rounded music 24/7 environment, which is quite intense, quite exhausting if you don't know how to space it out. But at the end of the day, it works out really well, because the college gives you a bunch of opportunities to perform outside, and makes you play in these venues where there are music agents and organizers that can hire you and contract you, and you can start a career. So I think the teachers in this college are really fantastic, that have helped me kind of hone my skills even further. So I think, yes, it's a great place to be, but that's everywhere. At the end, you have to be on your own and work on your own.
Right.
You can do the bare minimum there, or the most you want. So at the end, no matter where you go, if it's Trinity or any other college, it's you that has to do everything.
Right. Okay, having shared about your experiences, your journey as a musician and as part of Brillante, we want to have a fun Q&A session.
Sure. Yeah.
So let's see how well you know about Brillante.
Okay.
So first question is, can you tell me about the derivation of the word Brillante and its meaning?
I think it means brilliant.
Yeah.
And where is it derived from? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. The word brillante derived from Italian. So it like you said, it means brilliant.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, second question is, when did Brillante Piano Festival came into being? When was it established?
I think the first edition was 2018.
No.
Oh yes, 2017. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah.
The third and the final question for this fun Q&A is, now we call. Sorry.
You want to start the whole Q&A again?
No.
Okay.
No. The third and final Q&A, fun Q&A. Oh, sorry. The third and final question for this fun Q&A session is, now it is known as Brillante Piano Festival, but initially, what was it called?
Brillante Piano Festival. Was it just Brillant?
No.
It's not. The Nagaland Piano Festival. Yeah?
Correct.
That's correct, yeah. It took me time to get it back.
Yeah, I think you have a very good in-depth knowledge about Brillante.
Oh, I tried. Thank you very much.
We are glad you know that. So to conclude this interview, since you are part of Northeast India, you are from Assam, right?
Yeah.
So there are lots of musicians from Northeast region who wants to be, musicians like you, who aspire to study music or who are already into it.
Yeah.
So what is that one message that you would like to convey to the musicians out here in Northeast?
I think music in general it's an art form that is so vibrant in this northeastern state. Assam, Shillong, Nagaland, all of these 7 sisters have diverse musical languages, and each have such strong ethnic diversities in their own state culture. I think it's already very colorful and vibrant. So I think the only way one can kind of go to the next step of doing music by being from the Northeast is that to take advantage of all the opportunities that you already have, and ask your teachers and seniors to help you out, move out more, and ask them to seek guidance from people that can help you go further away from the state where you are from. I think that's very important, number one is, and number two is to promote the culture that you already have.
Right.
I mean, do music from your state,
Yeah.
do any music that you like, but at the same time, I think since it's already so ingrained, the cultural music life and the thing, I think now it's just up to the musicians to kind of do their own versatile things. I think it's already in the platter now. It's the dedication and the motivation that musicians have to portray themselves.
Right.
And since you're from the northeast of India, it's a great matter of pride and honor for you as well to just put yourself out and not be afraid of anything. Put yourself out in social media, on stage, online, offline, anywhere, and just do your thing. I think because what we have is original and it's authentic, and I'm sure that all the people from the northeast of India would do fantastic if they put their will and power into it. So I wish everyone the best of luck and best health, and I'm looking forward to hear several musicians. I'm looking forward for the 4th edition of Brillante, and I'm excited and really eager to watch what's in for this year. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So the Brillante Piano Festival 4th edition is happening in the month of September 29th, 30th and the 1st October at the Capital Cultural Hall. So we all hope that, you not just the musicians, but every music enthusiast, music lovers, be it young or old, will be there to celebrate this piano festival that will be held in Kohima here. So thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you, Ronojit, for taking your time out for us. Thank you.